You're not going to like this. 80% of online coaching and consulting businesses will fail. That's a sad, sad statistical fact. Think of all that hope, all those dreams, all that potential gone. Now maybe you're saying, that won't happen to me. And honestly, I hope it doesn't. It almost happened to me, despite doing all the things the expert said I had to do. Pick a niche, describe my avatar, make sure I had a pretty website, take list building courses, learn about SEO and funnels and email marketing. I did it all while having that sinking feeling that I was invisible. Sure, I got some clients, but I was nowhere near having the business I had hoped to build. Instead, I had a business that was barely breathing. It didn't make sense, and that was the problem. Something about it all just didn't make sense. That's when I finally gave my head a shake and realized I wasn't even using my own common sense. Hand experts the keys and suddenly your instincts get shoved to the back seat. And here's the punch to the gut. You'll spend all kinds of time and money taking courses, hiring coaches, fixing, pivoting, trying something new, all while thinking you're solving the problem. When the truth is, and I say this respectfully because this was me, you don't even know what the actual problem is. The actual problem is not an obvious one. That's why you find yourself chasing the next strategy, the next shiny object, the next high-ticket guru's big promise, the next funnel hack, the next mastermind, the next marketing flavor of the month. It's a cycle, a grind. You swear you're close, but somehow you're always stuck at almost. So you work harder, you add more, you tweak, pivot, rebrand, you try to outwork the problem. But how do you solve something you haven't even named? It's cuckoo crazy making, because deep down, you can feel it. You're building and building, but the foundation, it's kind of shaky. You're pouring fuel into a machine that sputters. So you try again, you sign up for the next workshop, you rewrite your bio, you re-record your intro episode to the podcast no one's listening to, you fiddle with your sales page again, and every time you tell yourself, this will be the thing that finally clicks. But it doesn't, not really, not sustainably, not in a way that makes you utterly irresistible to the people you're here to serve. And that's when it hits you. It's not that you're lazy. It's not that you're unqualified. It's not that you're missing one more tip or tactic. Your marbles are actually all there. The problem, once again, is that you have no idea how your business ended up on life support. It has no heartbeat. It has no energy. It's barely breathing. My friend, that's because your business doesn't even have a heart. And by heart, I mean message. Don't roll your eyes, because this is the problem you cannot see, which means you have a problem on top of a problem. Here's what I mean. You're stuck in a cycle, thinking the issue is with your strategy, your website, your logo, your latest shiny object or magic funnel. But the truth, those are just symptoms of the problem. The actual problem is so much deeper than that. You're putting the cart before the horse by focusing on all the tactical stuff or the systems and strategies, or maybe you're focusing on all the creative parts of your business because it's more fun, without realizing that none of it will ever work without a beating heart, a message that makes people whip their heads around to pay attention to you. Now, before you turn this off because you're thinking, messaging, how boring, ask yourself, is my content sparking engagement? Are people paying attention to me? Are they asking questions, wanting to know more? Are they riveted by the words I speak? Are they choosing to work with me? If the answer is no to most of those questions, it's not Houston that has a problem. You have a problem, and you can't even see it yet. But hey, this is your Apollo 13 moment. Just like those astronauts lost power and life support when that tank ruptured, your business is gasping for oxygen. No oxygen, no life. No heartbeat, no business. You've been patching holes, rerouting power, scrambling for quick fixes, but without a real message, not some cookie cutter elevator pitch or tagline. The heart that pumps life into everything you do, your business is just drifting, barely surviving. Now, if you're thinking, is it just me? What am I missing here? No, it's not just you. Remember, it was also me too at one point. This is hard. It's the hardest part of building a business. It's kind of like rocket science, except rocket science is, well, science. Follow the laws of physics, get the math right, and your rocket will lift off. But messaging, like all brilliant marketing, involves psychology. You've got to understand human behavior. What makes people sit up, pay attention to you, and then quietly, or not so quietly, start convincing themselves they need what you have to offer. I can tell you one thing, it's not more information that they need. It's not you rambling on about how qualified, passionate, or driven you are. That's not going to cut it. And it's definitely not about tossing in a few inspirational quotes and hoping the algorithm blesses you with a miracle. Nope. That's not how humans work. And it's definitely not how business works. Most people don't get this right, which again explains the 80% failure rate within the first 2 years of starting an online business. Maybe you're close to giving up. Please don't. There is a solution to this problem, especially now that you know what the problem actually is. I hope this is starting to make sense. But maybe you're asking, why does this whole messaging thing feel so slippery, so frustrating, so hard? Well, first of all, I doubt anyone has ever properly defined for you what a message is, let alone what it's actually supposed to do. Most of the gurus out there only pay lip service to what is only the most important piece of your marketing strategy. So what is it? And how does one master this thing called messaging? Well, first of all, it's not just words on your website. It's not a laundry list of your services. It's not your About Me section wrapped in fancy adjectives describing what you do. Because if you look at what most coaches are calling a message, it's just regurgitated information. A handful of bullet points or some watered-down mission statement that sounds like it was written by a committee of sleepy interns. Like, I help women transform their lives by changing their mindset, unlocking their full potential, and gain confidence to live their best life. Did that just put you to sleep? It's like the Mad Libs of coaching pitches. No edge, no heartbeat, no pull. It's copywriting that makes people's eyes glaze over and click away before they even remember your name. Or wait, maybe you're thinking, that didn't sound too bad. If you're new to the game, that pitch might sound appealing. It checks all the right boxes for what you think people want to hear. The challenge is that while it may sound good at first to you, it often gets lost in all the noise of other coaches using the same formula. That's the problem. Most people have been taught that a message is just some kind of niche-driven statement, tagline, an elevator pitch, a fluffy paragraph that makes you sound professional. But sounding professional is not the same as sounding compelling. Your message has to move people, because a message that doesn't move people, it won't move your business either. So what does make people want to buy from you? It's copywriting so brilliant that people don't dare scroll past. It's evidence so overwhelming that objections dissolve before they even have a chance to form. It's a grasp of the problem so surgically precise. It feels like you're reading their minds. Actually, not just reading their minds, but rewiring them. This is the stuff that makes your audience need what you're offering, because you've made them feel like you're the only one who truly gets it. And when you get this right, you don't have to beg for their attention. You don't have to chase them down. They'll find you. And when they do, they won't be able to unsee you. You see, when your words articulate a problem they haven't fully admitted to themselves yet, you create the kind of transformation they need in order to even admit they need help. That's where buying decisions are born. Not in the features, not in the benefits, not even in the promises you make. They happen in the split second when your message exposes the problem in a way that doesn't allow your prospects to stick their heads in the sand for even one more day. Because you've made it impossible for them to ignore the fact that they need you. Period. What do you do with a message like that? Well, you put it in a tiny book just like this and toss it out into the world. Then you kick back, relax, and let it work its magic while you sip your morning coffee. Because guess what? This book knows how to do its job. And its job is to get people to chase you. So now, can you see why this messaging thing is so important? Get it wrong, and your business suffers cardiac arrest, flatlining with no pulse, just going through the motions. But get it right, and suddenly your business has a strong beating heart, a rhythm that draws the right people in, makes them take notice, and leaves them no choice but to hire you. I'm Lynn Elioff, founder of Book to Business, home of the Mighty Tiny Book. Want us to assess your message? Book a Mighty Tiny Blueprint call, and we'll let you know right away how strong your business's heartbeat really is.